All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee and Craps with John here from Pro Craps. We're on Casino Gaming TV this morning, and I'm going to give you the same apology that I gave you on the other show. My voice is gone today, so I may lose it halfway through the show. I don't know. My throat is killing me. Every time I go to Vegas, I come back with the crud. It seems like, and the crud hit me yesterday afternoon, and boy, oh boy, is it! It is killing me right now. So my throat's bad. We have, again, I know the computer is doing its thing. We have this weird delay going on. It'll fix itself in a little bit. Anyway, good morning. I want to review with you a little bit today how it went out in the garage. It's fun. I'll tell you what. I know I want to reverse the shows. I know I'm going to. I'm going to put the daily paycheck after this show. But I got news for you. Doing the rollout before this show is actually kind of fun because we always have something fun to talk about. Like I come into the show, it's like I'm fresh in my mind. I've got a new thing that we can talk about. So let's jump into it. We're on Prove It Week, another Prove It Week for these daily paycheck strategies. Today I ran the Storm, which our friend Chris and our friend Greg came up with it together. One of our chat friends, Darksider, loves this one. It's like his favorite strategy to play. When I ran it for the paycheck the first time, it was 4-1. It did okay. We had a couple of bad runs. The one time that it lost was a day just like today, where it lost about $500, and you can see what causes it to lose, right? Is the perfect storm, so to speak, of outcomes, right? I whacked the 9 coming out twice. I buckshot at my point like 2 or 3 times, and I had a couple of quick 7s. The quick 7s don't worry you. The come out 7s don't worry you. Those are basically all ties, so it's fine. But really, it's that 9 as the point, and it's buckshot in the point that just destroys you in this strategy. And today I actually rolled really good. I actually had a 28 roller, whatever, and a 15 roller, something like that. Great rolls. Normally really good rolls, and today, boy, it just got hammered. So it is what it is. That thing kind of sucks. It doesn't suck. It sucks when I do that to a strategy, and I hate it. And again, I can see the weird choppiness of the video today. I know what's going on. I'm working hard to fix it. It's a computer issue, but it's not what I thought it was. There's something else happening here, so I'll get it figured out. Meantime, new computer has been ordered. Anyway, let's move ahead. Actually, you know what? Now we'll move ahead. I was gonna dwell on that some more, but there's points to be made there. With the good rolls that we had today, the skill 66 would have worked. The Loggerman probably would have worked, except for one time. Both those would have failed once on the PSO. The other stuff we do would have worked pretty well today. It's just this one here today just had the worst. It just had the worst luck. So Victor's saying, what should I do? And by the way, Victor and everybody else, if you want me to answer a question of yours, please put a PC : or a Q : in front of it. Otherwise, I'm going to miss it in the chat. I won't always see the questions. So if you preface them with a PC or a Q, preferably a PC, I can filter the chat so I can only see those, and it makes my life a little easier. So you're asking me, what should I do when I travel what should you do when your travel DP and its edge go down? How about a line bet on the do side? What are you talking about? Black puck versus white puck bet. I'm not sure what you're talking about there. But travel DP, the travel DP's edge never goes down. The travel DP is the best bet in the casino, right? It's the bet. A travel DP or travel DC is the best bet in the house. I don't care what else there is to talk about. Like the pass line bet is the best single roll bet in the house, right? On that one bet, you're a 2-to-1 favorite, getting paid even money. Once it don't pass travels, best bet going. It's the best bet going. You are the favorite to win, even if it's only a 54% favorite. You're still the favorite to win, and you get paid even money. That's a great bet. The fact that you can lay odds on it, pay more to win less, people don't like that, but you're getting to put more money on a bet that's already a favorite. You're not lowering you're not reducing your edge. You're reducing the edge. You're making yourself. It's a better bet. It's a way better bet. The pass line that come out is cool, but it's only one roll, right? Here's the difference. The one roll pass line hammer is great, but it's one roll. The travel DP is a hammer the whole time it's there. It's a hammer for multiple rolls. That's what makes it such a strong freaking bet. Like people don't like the don't, but I'm telling you, you play the 5, 6, or the 5, 6, 8, and the 7, right? Or the 6, 7, and 8, just those three numbers. Where else are you going to find better payouts, right? That's what it's all about. So I think it's the travel DP is fantastic. I know people poo-poo the don't a little bit, but why not place the 6 and the 8 and grab a don't? I mean, that to me is like is a super smart play. And that strategy has worked well. The 5, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8 works really, really good. Duracell, you are fantastic. Thank you for setting the tone and showing the way. I appreciate it. All right, let's I'm gonna lock that in because it's weird. It's weird. Okay, how do I use it? I use it to make money, dude. I literally put the don't pass up, and we hope that it makes money. That's what. There's no way to use it. I mean, you put the bets out there. If I'm gonna go don't, it's don't pass with a couple of place bets normally, right? That's a good way to do it. Don't pass with a couple of come bets. That's a great way to do it. Or 2 don't passes, a don't pass, don't come, that work in tandem, right? The don't come being smaller than the don't pass bet, both of them being laddered up on loss. That's a great way to play. Playing the don't, I have said before, it can be super fun if you're into it. All right, here we go. Let's get into the show. Reminder, Friday Night Fights this week, Old Bay is going to take on Buckeye, and I believe, Chris, I think Dice Tejan's in the audience. I think it's a rematch. Is that not a rematch? Or was that Buckeye and Nemo that was the thing? I think these two have played, right? So Old Bay and Buckeye are going to play in the Friday Night Fight. So don't miss that. Craig has been on a roll. He's got his Beat Old Bay series, which is awesome. He's killing it on the fights here, so it's great. Quick meetup reminder. And again, if you want more details, drop me a line in Discord. There's a whole channel in our Discord for the meetup in September. So you can ask all the questions you want to in there. Here's the tentative schedule. Friday night, Snoqualmie Casino. Saturday, my house in the garage to practice. Tulalip Casino up north of me. We'll play on their awesome table up there. Most people will be staying either at Tulalip, at the casino, which is a great casino, great rooms, or at McMinimans, which is right near my house, which is a killer place. It's like an old elementary school with a bunch of all those classrooms are bars. There's a hotel there and everything else. And Sunday for a Mariners game, if you want to. Mariners are playing the Dodgers. So that's how I got Alfredo to come. Alfredo's coming out because he wants to watch his team lose to my team. So that's happening there. And of course, Craps for the Cure in Vegas, November 11th and 13th. That whole weekend. Saturday, Sunday, 11th and 12th is going to be the days at Casino Quest. I'll probably be there Friday, of course, to get set up, and I'll stay. I'm going to try and stay through the following weekend if I can. I'm going to try and stay for a whole week. I'm looking for Airbnb if I can, or if I can swing it, a room in Harris for the week. But I want to watch the race. I want to watch the F1 race, so which happens the week after that. So there's the meetup reminders. Now for the big thing, I want to talk about this. The series that I've got planned here called Stop Loss Zero, which I've named literally after Victor, because we've argued a lot about my contention that your bankroll, and today's show is all about bankroll. Your bankroll is your hammer, right? On many strategies, your bankroll is your hammer. You should be playing Stop Loss Zero or stop playing when it's not fun. People say, when do you get out of a table? I leave a table under 3 conditions. One is I've won enough money and I'm happy with it. Right, I've hit a goal, maybe plus some, and I'm gone, right? That's one way. The second time I leave a table is when all my money is gone. I use my bankroll because I believe that what I'm doing is going to win. Even if it's a skill 66 and I burned 9 straight times, the 10th one, I know if I bought them for $400, I know that my last $66, I can still make $500 and be okay, right? I'm trusting the strategy most of the time. If I'm only willing to lose 50%, like some people say, buy in for 200 and still burn the whole thing, right? That's the way you do that. You got to have that empty rack mentality because it changes your focus, I think. So if you're willing to lose 50% of your session money, just buy in for half. That's the simple thing to say. The other time I leave a table is when I'm not having any fun. So if I'm doing something like today, where it's pick off the point, pick this off, and like when I did the lay 4 ladder the other day, and it stopped being fun. It was like, God, this just sucks. I'm just not enjoying this at all. And yeah, my bankroll could be a hammer for sure. I could have outlasted it, but I just wasn't enjoying it. I'm like, fuck, I'm out of here, right? Those are the 3 times you leave a table. I got this show idea called Stop Loss Zero. to come full circle here, which is to prove to you a couple things. We know, and I put a video out last week called Your Strategy is a Loser. And the premise behind Your Strategy is a Loser is twofold, right? Not to say you are a loser or that you suck at craps. It's to say that every strategy has a hole. There's absolute holes in every strategy. And if you roll enough times, you'll find the holes. Now, I like to say that I'm great at finding the holes, but that's because I roll a lot, right? I've put, all told, about 20,000 live rolls in front of you in the last year or so, between the daily paycheck, rolling out here on the table, and my live practices. I will find every hole because I'm throwing so many dice. You can't not find the holes when you're throwing as many dice as I throw. And every strategy having a hole, we'll find them. And I want to show you live that every strategy has a series of holes, and they will eventually all lose. They may not all go to all the way to zero, but they will lose. Today's a good example. We lost half our money today in about, 45 minutes and 70 rolls. We lost, not even about 60 rolls. Lost half our bankroll today. Probably would have lost it all if we kept playing. Every strategy has that. I want to put a series out there that shows you that that's the fact. And for two reasons. One is not to discourage you, but to prove to you that no matter how good your strategy is, whether it's the split the sisters, whether it's the Lagerman, whether it's the skill 66, whether it's the Dolly Latterson or the 3-point Dolly, whatever it is, it's going to get whacked at some point. You're going to experience the zero factor at some point. What I want to know from you is this. Number one, do you want to see the show? Does that sound like fun to you to watch me burn a strategy every day or every week? I think it's a good idea. Ken's doing it already. I think it's great. He's going to do it in all the different games. I'm going to do just craps. Okay. The second thing I want to know though is how do you want to do it? Do you want me to go stop loss versus win goal? So play a strategy till it wins 1,000 or loses 1,000, or play it till it loses to zero? And that's my real question, because I think it's an important question to ask. So I'm going to put poll questions out here for you. I'm going to do a quick poll in chat. So give me a second. I'm going to say go to zero or go to 100% win. And my two options are going to be 0 or 1,000, right? There's my first poll question for you. Answer me in the chat, if you're here in the chat, what you want to see, right? Should I play it to 0 or play it till it wins? And I think it's an important thing to see, because some strategies will win. The other day, I was trying this out. I made mention upstairs. I ran the 3-point Molly, which is one that I don't love, but it's a nice low volatility way to play. I ran that thing up to almost 6,000 in profit from $1,000, 6K. And then I went all the way down to about $500. Like, it had a great run and then had a shitty run and it lost all its money. Do you want to see me stop that thing at 1,000 and say, oh, hey, it worked, or let it run and show you what the law of big numbers means? Show you that over time, we're going to get whacked. I think it's an important lesson to learn and important to see, but I want to know what you think you want to see in the show. If we go pure stop loss 0, all the way to nothing every single show, what'll happen is this. It can take 10 minutes or it can take 3 hours, right? Some of these shows are going to go on and on and on. I may never get to 0, but we'll be down, right? That's what I want to know. From an interest standpoint, do you want to see me run it to profit or run it to 0? I think the interesting thing to me as an instructor is to run it to 0. I've seen that the poll is about 50-50 with about 12 votes. So not compelling yet, but I'm going to put a second poll out here too. And the second poll, well, I guess we have to stop that one first. Let's give you another few minutes on that first question. Mull that over. The second question I want you to mull over while we're going on to this topic here is, how do you want me to play it? And this is an important one, because I was talking to Brian Hawaii Crap Shooters last night about this and kind of going back and forth. And it's like, if I run, let's say that we started tomorrow and I run the Headless Horseman, which will be, I'm going to run my own strategies first. We'll destroy the Horseman first. If I run the Horseman and I run it to 0, great. The next day I come out and I run, I don't know, let's just say we run the Lagerman, or we run Squeeze Play. We'll say next day 2, I run the Squeeze Play, and it makes $5,000, but they had different rolls, right? One day I rolled, the Lagerman or the Squeeze Play didn't see the same rolls that the Horseman saw. So every day the rolls being different, one strategy may get destroyed. One strategy may do great on 2 different days with different sets of rolls. So the question is, do I always put the strategies against the same rolls? That's the other question. I want to know that. So I'm going to put that as a new poll here. So I got my answer on that one. Let's do another poll. So I'm going to say same rolls or new rolls. And I'm going to put same or new. And the way it's going to work is if I do the same rolls every time, what I'll do is I'll have a show where I roll 300 rolls. I'll sit in the garage. It'll be boring as all hell. I'm just going to log 300 rolls out there. And then what I'll do is when I run the strategy through the grinder, so to speak, I'll put those rolls up on screen, and I'm just going to place the bets and pay the bets based on the rolls that I ran the first time. So you won't see live rolls, but you'd see live bets against the known set of whatever number hundreds of rolls. That's probably more fair. So every strategy gets to fight the same battle. How would they all have done against X number of rolls? I want to know what you think about that. So that's your second question is, do you want to see new rolls every time, every day? Or do you want to see the same set of rolls? An idea that I had was to have the same set of rolls, maybe it's 1,000 rolls, whatever the number is, and load up all the strategies in WinCraps and start the show with here's the strategy, here's how it plays out, against the same 1,000 rolls in WinCraps. It goes to 0 in 100, 250, 375 rolls. We can see how long they last against the known set of rolls in WinCraps, and then I'll roll it out live with a new set of rolls so you can see kind of what's going on live. So that's my question to you. I know we're getting big time lag here. What do you think about that? What do you think about having a known set of rolls that I can run them in WinCraps to prove they go to 0 no matter what, and then do a live test so you can see and yes, they will be random Randy. 100%. I'm just going to huck them and chuck them. I'll do them from here in the downstairs studio. I think we're losing our feed here again. Let me close this. Same set of rolls. A lot of people are saying same set of rolls. Okay, that's good. Let me stop I'm actually going to close my browser because it's what I'm finding is that it's Chrome. That's the problem. Chrome is the big suck here. All right, so that's good. So we'll do the same set of rolls. I'll do them in WinCraps. So you can see the same set of rolls in WinCraps knocking us down to 0, but I will also roll live. So you'll get a chance to see the thing happen in front of you, but I will also show you that they all go to ghetto as they go. And I want to know also what strategy you want to see. I'm going to do, here's the ones I've got set up. The ones that I'm planning to do right now are the 3-point Molly, the squeeze play, the horseman, the iron cross, maybe the red cross, I don't know yet, and the 3-point dolly. I will be adding in the skill 66. I'll be adding in a couple other of our fan favorites, but let me know the ones you want to see. Brian asked me to run the split the sister strategy. I may run the quarter pounder with ease. A lot of things, the storm may be in there, obviously. So I'm going to run them all. If you have something special you want me to run and make it go to 0, you let me know, and I will make your strategy lose. I promise you I'll make your strategy lose, and that's it. Homogenize is a great word. Who said homogenize? I'm not sure how that came to be, but I'm going to put that up on screen. Oh, there you go, Michael. Yeah, the WinCraps to homogenize the strategies. You got to do that. I think you have to do that. I think we have to say against the known set. And I've got a set of rolls from my practice. I've got a set of rolls from Coffee and Craps. I got a set of rolls from 2 different people that have emailed me rolls that are from casinos, handwritten logged rolls from live tables. I can run strategies against all those different sets of rolls and then run them out live. So I want you to see for sure send the bunny system over. Send whatever you want to send over, send over. Okay, send them over. It'll be a long running series. It may just be once a week. I'm not sure I can do this every day just because of time, right? But I think it's a good idea for a show. Stop loss 0. I want to prove that every strategy's got holes and they will all get hurt, and that you're not a loser. Your strategy isn't a shitty strategy. It's just that dice don't care how good you designed it, right? And you're gonna find it. All right, there we go. That's that's my questions for you all. Once a week is probably good. You're right. I think you're right. Cool. All right, let's get into some funner stuff and talk about Bankroll. I had this conversation with you a while back about Bankroll, I want to revisit it a little bit because I think it's interesting, especially given the fact that in Las Vegas, I was able to find tables of every size. I found a $5 table at the Grand. I had $10 tables at Harris. I had $15 tables almost everywhere else. $25 tables cropped up. Okay. And I've asked this question of you before, and I want you to rethink about this. Where do you belong? Right? Where does your bankroll take you? Right? If you've only got 500, 300, 400 bucks, your place is probably not at a $25 table. Now, if that's all you have as an option, you've got to think about how are you going to play? What is your play style going to be? So I think you got to know your options based on the table limits and what you got in your pocket. Okay. How do you play? Your play style. And this is another one too. I think there's really two ways to manage your bankroll. One is going to be a per shooter spread. I'll give you an example. Skill 66. It takes $67 per shooter, right? 66 inside, and you need $2 or an extra buck to do the press, right? If you have 667 in your rack, you're playing for 10 shooters. That's easy, squeezy. You can divide your rack into 10 pieces and kind of be on your way. It's simple to manage that rack, right? You could be a Wayland type of thing where it's a rolling system where it's not X amount per shooter. If you're doing like the Mind, it's not a certain amount per shooter. It's just your rack is huge and you keep pressing until your rack is either empty or super full, right? Those kind of strategies require you to have massive bankroll, 20x to 50x your base bet. If you're going out there with 110 inside for an inside Mind strategy, you better have 20 times that bet. I would recommend more than that, but you better have at least $2,500 to $3,000 in your rack to play that. You gotta have at least 20 times your roll. If you're doing per shooter, 5 or 10 times your bankroll is enough. The Skill 66 with 400 bucks is basically 5 shooters. It works out just enough time. If I can't win that thing in 5 shooters, I'm out anyway. And that to me was always a good thing. If you're light or dark, if you're aggressive or regressive, if you're a positive or negative person, if you're going to be chasing the positive runs, the streak betting, you can do it with less money. If you're going to be chasing negative, it takes more money. I'm going to show you what I mean by that in a minute. You can play at a $25 table with a $500 bankroll if you're playing a progressive, aggressive kind of strategy, because you're not putting a lot of your bankroll at risk. You're putting winnings at risk, not your bankroll. If you're playing a regressive strategy or a negative progression strategy, you're putting more bankroll out there on every subsequent play. That's where you run into problems. I think people who try to do regressions with not enough bankroll get into a world of hurt. Progressive betting with a small bankroll might be the way to do this. And I want to make sure that you have that option available to you, okay? Here's some options. And I'll show you a few of these here. $25 table with 500 bucks, right? $85 per shooter, you can do a 6, 7, 8. Not that much risk, right? Maybe you do 90 bucks per shooter. Maybe you do a $30 don't. Maybe you do a 30 on the 6 and 8. Okay. You're a little bit upside down. You get one hit and you're basically hedged off. A second hit, you're good. You can roll that out there, low volatility, and last for quite a while. At a $25 table with 500 bucks, you can do $50 per shooter and just do an oddsless dolly. Don't pass, don't come. Don't pass, don't come. Or the other side of that, a pass line and a come without odds. Keep your risk factor low, right? One of each bet. Pass line, come, or don't pass, don't come. Work the 7 or work the shooter. Either way, 2 bets max. 50 bucks per shooter, those 2 bets per shooter gives you 10 cracks and making a little bit of money. You can survive that size table if you're not going out there 160 across with your 500 bucks and getting your ass tore up. That's an important thing to remember, okay? If you had the money for it, you can go 110 per shooter. You can do a Mind Builder. Well, you only get 4 cracks at it. You go 110 inside, right? And do the perpetual press type of thing. Take your hits, press up, take your hit, press up. You get 4 or 5 cracks at that, and that's it. If you want to be a more aggressive inside player, that's a way to do it at that big table, but you're limiting your time, okay? If you're at a $10 or $15 table with 500 bucks, now you can get more fun. You can play a 66, like I like to play. You can play the $108 Lagerman 10 times, or 5 times rather, right? 108 across, 5 times. You can get 5 cracks at getting your bets out there at 64 across, or 66 inside. The Lagerman actually, to me, a good move that I tried this and it worked a few times. The Lagerman into a 66 actually is kind of a fun little move. It actually works out pretty good. Or a Dolly Latterson, right? That gives you 50 times your base bet on a $10 table. You can do a Dolly Latterson with $10 flats and progress them up to 15 to 20 to 30 to whatever. You can play that all day long at the lower levels. Of course, bubble craps, whatever you want to. $100 at bubble craps, $10 per shooter, you got 10 cracks at it. To do like my thing I showed you yesterday, 10 cracks at the bubble craps is easy money. But put yourself in the right spot. Don't go to a $500 or a $25 table, pardon me, with $500 and try and play 220 inside, right? You're going to get destroyed. Or 330 inside, you're going to get destroyed. Play within your means, but play and have some fun. Let's go to the table. I want to show you a couple of options here. And I specifically want to talk about the progressive regressive thing. I think that's an important thing to look at. And I'm going to set my rack up with a small bankroll. Sorry, my throat is really starting to get to me here, so this may be not super long, but let's get on it here. I'm going to reset my rack here. This is my rack from last night's testing session. Let's get $400 in the rack. I'm going to do all greens. There's 300. There is $400 in the rack. And let me show you, like, and I've shown this before, but I want to show you the difference in rack volatility of a progressive versus a regressive system. Okay, let's get some rolls. I'm going to roll, just get some numbers. So there's a 9. I'll get some more dice here too, and I just want to get like a shooter or two. Hey, look at, we made our point. There's a 9 and a 9. There's a 7 on the come out. Let's get some more dice. I'll show you a little. We're going to play some don't pass here, and as you can see already, the don't pass player is about to get smoked. Okay, we got a point made, a point hit, and I'm sorry, I'm getting more dice over here, and then 7 on the come out. So this poor guy is getting his butt tore up. Here we go. Let's get some red. Now we got a 9 again, point of 9. Let's get some greens. There's a 5. We get a little right side run here, maybe, huh? There's the 9, makes the point again. Don't pass player is going to lose 3 bets in a row. There's a 5 as the point. I'll put the points down here, I guess, right? There's a 9, there's a 9, there's a 5. There's a 10. There's the 7 out. Okay, there's a 7 out right there. Let's get another out. Oh my God, this poor don't pass player is getting destroyed. There's a 3 on the come out, so those two are going to cancel out eventually. I want to get one more point, and we'll resolve the point. And we'll use those numbers out there to sort of show you progressive versus regressive, and a way that you can play it at quarter levels and not get too hurt by this. And I think it's important to see kind of how that can work out for you. So let's go ahead. Let's get another red. What do we have here? Another. Oh my God! Look at this come out sequence. Horrible come out sequence. Wow. 10. All right. There's a 10 for the point. Maybe he'll 7 out. Let's get the right colors here. Oh God, he made his point. Look at that. Oh man, this poor don't pass player is going to get whacked. There's a 6. Next point, and a 7. Perfect timing. Okay, 6 and then a 7. Let's play these rolls out progressively and regressively. I want you to see the impact on your bankroll at a $25 table if we go only progressive. In other words, only going up on wins. So we're going to have 1 unit at risk. Okay, we roll a 9. They hit the 9, and we lose our bet. We lose. I'm going to put the losses here in the field. We lost 1. Okay, back to the don't again. I'll put them over here actually. Okay, next rolls a 7, and we lose the 7. Again, one at risk every single time. Then we roll a 9. Okay, points back to 9. They roll a 5. They roll another 9, and we're losing again. 3 in a row losses. Back out we go. Okay, that was this 9 here. We catch a 5 as a point. They roll a 10. They roll a 7, and we get paid right here. Okay. Now the progressive way to do this is to either stack that up or go up a little bit. Take the payment in nickels and go up by a nickel and bring $20 back. That's a progressive way of maybe hitting that thing right there. Okay, that was the Which one is that? Is that, I lost my place. 9, hit the 9, 5, 10, 7. Okay, now we have an 11. We lose 30 bucks. We're back out at our base rate. We're never going back into our rack for any more than what our base was. Okay, now we catch a 3. We get paid. Back to the rack, increased by a nickel. We catch an 11 and we lose that damn thing again. My God, this is like the worst sequence ever, right? There's the 11. We go back out at 10 bucks. We catch a 10. They hit the 10. Man, this is such a bad run here, right? Catch a 10, back out for 1, catch a 6, catch a 7, and we're out here. Now, what is the impact of all that, right? We lost a bunch of money, okay? We lost 100 bucks. Bad sequence, right? But you're only ever out there when you're progressive betting, only stacking up on the wins, pressing up your wins. At a $25 table, you lasted 5 or 6 shooters, whatever this was, right? Lost $85. Not the worst, right? We've seen way worse outcomes than that. Let's do the same thing though as a regressive bettor, okay? As a negative progression. And this is where you got to, again, know your bankroll, know what you're able to do, right? At this size table with this little bankroll, you have to progress the wins, okay? At this size table, watch what happens when I try and chase loss. Watch what happens when I do the ladder. Okay, let's see what happens. We catch a 9 and we lose the 9, okay? That comes back out. We're on this roll here, right? We're gonna put out 50 bucks because we have to chase our loss. We catch a 7 and it goes away, okay? Now we're out here at 3 units. Look at the bankroll going down. We catch a 9, bang, bang, we hit the 9. Now we're out 4, 3. Our next bet has to be 4 units. 5, 10, 7. We win 4 units, which is awesome sauce. We go down by 1. We ladder down. We'll reset the bankroll. But look where you were. Before that shot, you were down to 150 bucks. And you're sweating a little bit. There's that 7. Now we catch an 11 on the come out. So we lose 3. Come back out with 4 units. We get that 3. So you win 4. Regress by 1. And again, we're going to go back to the rack. Catch another 11, lose that damn thing. Back out at 4 we go again. 10, we lose another 10. Back out now at 5 units. Look at the bankroll now, 5 units, okay? We catch a 6 and they 7 out. You're gonna win 5 units at the very end. What is the impact of the bankroll? Let's go. Look what the ladder does to you. Now you were down to your last breathing dollar there, okay? You end up in about the same place, 325 versus 320. The net result here is about the same, but you were down to your last 50 bucks there for a second during that progression. When you go negative progression, laddering up, laddering down, you need more bankroll than this. You cannot do that kind of strategy at a $25 table with 400 or 500 bucks in your rack. And that's why I wanted to show you that. You can't do it. Now, if you reverse this, right, let's take the pass line player as the same, with the same set of rolls. How does the pass line player fare here? Okay, let's take a look at that. So you go to the pass line this time, and we set a 9 and grab a 9. Pays a quarter, right? I'm gonna pay it in nickels. We're gonna do a little bit of an up and pull here. We're not gonna regress, we're just gonna up and pull, okay? Now we catch a come out 7, which pays 30 bucks, right? We're gonna go up and pull back a green chip. Now we're here, 9, 5, 9. That pays now 35 bucks. And again, we're gonna go up and pull back. 5 was the next point, right? 5's the next point, 10, 7, so we're gonna lose the 40. Back to base bet down here, okay? We catch an 11, so we lose. Back out we go. We catch the 11 wins, my bad. The 11 wins. So we go up a little bit. Then we catch the 3 and we lose the 30 bucks on the 3. My bad. Sorry about that payment there. Back to base we go. Catch an 11. It gets paid. Rack it. Stack it. 10, 10. Look at that. We're hitting the points. 30 bucks. Up and pull. And finally, we get the 6 in the last 7, and we lose this. So how did that guy do? Right? He actually won. Well, he didn't win, but he lost a little less than the other guys. little bit of a progressive play. But again, $25 table, you can afford to do that. That actually works for you. We never got deep in our bankroll there, right? When you're only ever putting out 1 unit per shooter, that totally works, right? You got to be careful if you're trying to chase the losses from that side of the thing. And that's just the point I wanted to make. So from a bankroll standpoint, just kind of know, right? Again, I think you can do like this. This set of rolls here may not be the greatest example of this, but we can actually take these out. Let's take them out. I'll roll some dice for us here. We get some actual rando rolling here. I'll take my blues and let's work the pass line. We'll do the pass line and come. 2 bets like I talked about, right? There's $400. We'll go a pass line and come, no odds. Just for a few shooters, okay? There's a 9. $25 table, $400, okay? And again, you gotta be like low vol to make this work. You gotta be okay with people giving you the blank stares of, hey, you're not gonna take odds. You're like, nope, I'm not taking odds because I'm poor, right? I'm at a $25 table and doing some low volatility betting. And yeah, did you take a little bit of a burn here because you got paid without odds? Yeah, but guess what? Your bankroll is dictating that. And right now you're in profit, by the way. There's a 9. Sweet, this moves to the 9. This gets turned off. We get paid down here. And if you look at your rack, you have a quarter in profit. This is a contract bet, can't come down, but you've already made a quarter, right? Nice and simple. You don't got to go all the way across to make this happen. There's a 4. I'll show you another couple options too at lower table levels. Here's a 4. We'll let this guy run out. Hey, look at that, hit our 4. Hit our 4. Man, we are just crushing souls here. Okay, profit. There is our first unit in profit. Now what I'm gonna do, most likely, you'll see how I lock this up. Let's see if we can't get a lock in here. There's a 6. I want to get to a lock position, and then there's a 5. Give me that 9. Another 5. I'm sure a lot of repeaters today on my downstairs. There's a 7. All right, we lose those 2. Okay, so we're out. Made a quarter. Okay, and again, $25 table, 1 and 1. You can probably live for hours doing that, right? And maybe you catch a good roll. If you catch this thing and you're up a little bit higher, like for example, now we have a quarter in profit. This might not be the worst time to do this, right? Catch a 4, catch another one. Let's see what happens here. Oh, we hit the 4. Well, that's interesting. We'll get paid here. And again, I'm up $50 at this point. Another 4, are you freaking kidding me? Look at this, look at this. All right, 4 gets paid, look at that. $50 in profit, now you know what's gonna happen. Watch this, let's catch a number up here. There's an 8. Now that I'm $50 up, now I'll give that guy the quarter, right? You can play low volatility until you get up, and then you can use your up to hammer, hopefully get something good out of this thing, right? Another 5. I'll finish this roll out and then I'll do something different. There's that 9 from before. We were looking for that 9. 3, come on. Give me an 8. 7 out. We gave it a shot though, right? You gave it a good shot and you're still even in your rack. And that was fun. I'm gonna show you now $10 table. Let's do the Loggerman. I'm gonna show you, this is kind of cool, okay? This is a 108 across. Check this one out. This is the new Casino Quest thing. We're gonna need to get some reds in here. So I'm gonna get 2. I think I need all reds. So 125 here. It's gonna be 108. So I'm gonna get back $17, right? No, $16. No, 108. Why can't I do the math? 12 and 5, $17. So $17 change. The Loggerman is cool. It's going to be 88 inside. If it works out, it's great. 88 inside, 10 on the 4 and 10. That becomes 88, 98, 108. Okay. And again, at a $10 table with $400, this works. You're only out, like I said, you're not out your entire thing, right? You're in good shape. You have 275 or so in the rack. Let's catch a point. I'm going to show you a way to combine two strategies. And if we catch a decent little run here, you'll see how cool this is. Okay, there's the 8. So how it works, there's a 9. You have all the choices. This is going to pay $28. Okay, 25, 28 bucks. Okay, what they want you to do, and what I think is a good idea, is drop $2. Okay, make it look like 30 bucks. And now the 4 and 10 can get pressed up. Okay, that goes to the rack. Or you can do the 5 and 9 to 25 and the 4 and 10 to 20. Either way you want to do it, does not really matter. Get your money out here again for the second hit. There's another 9. Okay, great. So the 9 at 20, this is $25 now. That pays 35. Your next move, according to Casino Quest, is to go 64 across, but I'm going to do it a little different. I'm going to show you what we have out here. We can go 25. Actually, I'll do it in reds. There's 25. There's 50. 65. 66 inside. I'm going to go right to the skill. And bring back some cash. Watch how I do this. This is actually kind of a neat little thing. We're going to take these. I'm going to make them look like color so you can see what the net transaction is. Okay, we're not going to be out of the hand just yet. There's going to be 75. So $107. There's 107 bucks. We started out with 108. Okay, so that move gets you to a skill 66 for free, essentially. Okay, or 64 across. Either way. But I know that this move here is going to make me 50 bucks, right? If I can pull this move off, let's get 2 inside hits if we can. There's a freaking 7. All right, so 7 didn't work. It didn't work with the 7. We can go right back out and do the same thing again. I do want to show you though what could have happened, just because it's important. Okay, if we happen to catch a hit here, it's 21 plus 1. You go 88. The next hit pays $28. 25. 28 bucks. You can take $2 down and go 64 across. Right, that's the move. You delay it by 1 shot and go 64 across after the Lagerman. And now you've got your initial money back plus 50 bucks in the rack in just those 4 hits. And now you're playing for free with a huge profit. Let's do it again. I'm going to put the same bet out there. I'll get them set up for you. We'll do it one more time. Let's go with 24. 24. There's our 88 inside, 10 on the outside. 105. There's 110. I'll take $2 and change to get it set up. One more time through. Let's see if we can get it to work. Kind of a fun deal when it does. There's a 538. Same point. 8 again. Well, that's a bummer. That pays 35 bucks. 35. And again, I'm going to make the 4 and 10 look like 20. And the 5 and 9 look like 20. 25, actually. New point's going to stay in 8. Let's get a second. There's a 4. Yeah, baby. So 20 pays 40. Forget about the VIG for right now. So that's the first move. Now we're going to come back 66 in. Okay, we'll take all the greens away. 3 units in there. 3 units in here. So this is all going to come back. This will end up being my 100. There's 110. And I was out there for 108. That's basically my starting money. So we're out of the hand. I'm going to crush it into 66 inside. We're going to try and get that second 50 bucks. Okay, 538 pays 21. Drop my penny. Dice got in the way. Let's catch one more inside number. There's another 8. That's the point. It's going to pay, again, 30. I do it 30 for 2. And down to 64 across. So I'll take $2 off of here. And we're going to go 64 across. And just like that, we're out of the hand and we got money. We're at a $10 table with $400 in the bank. If I make these look like they should, green chips, which I like to do, right? Look at our rack, please. We're going to be at boom, boom. There's bankroll, neutral. There's a quarter, 40, and whatever these whites are. There's like $5 in whites in profit. So the 4 hits, $50 basically in profit, $64 across. Puck is off and we're playing, right? At a $10 table, 108, you can do 4 times. Basically, you can do it 4 times. With $400, you can do it 4 times. That little move right there can earn you $50 in profit and be playing all the way across. That's pretty stout play if you can just get the 4 inside hits, right? Again, it's bankroll preservation mode. You could do the 108 across, take the 2 hits and just play at 64 across without profit. I like to squish in and then spread back out again because it locks me up pretty quick with another quick profit run. Either way is fine, right? And again, use your bankroll to decide that. I think that having a little tiny bankroll, if you're playing smart and you're saying, I'm going to take 4 runs at that exact move, when that exact move works, even if you're down to your last $100, right? Let's say you burned it all, you're down to your last $100, right? You tried it 3 times and it failed 3. I'll put all this money back in the bank, right? Let's say it fails 3 times and you're down here. I'm still feeling confident, right? I got, $50 in the bank and I got 55 or $65 out here and I'm still feeling like we can pull this thing off, right? That's an interesting way to kind of maneuver your bankroll around and play smart at the different table levels with what you got. And I can't stress enough how important it is to play the right strategy at the right table size for the bankroll that you've got in a way that matches what you want to do. If you want to be a don't player at $25, you can totally do that. 2 don't pass bets work great. The don't pass, don't come work great. If you want to be a right side guy, go pass line and come, you're fine. You want to play 6, 7, 8, again, at a $15 table. Let me show you this real quick. Actually, because I think it's important. At a $15 table, the 6, 7, 8 is fantastic. Look at this. Look at this. And again, you've got to be, I heard somebody say this morning in another show, I hate the don't pass. Well, guess what? Sometimes that's what you're playing. Because if you don't play the don't pass and all you got's 50 or $400 in your rack, you're going to burn, right? This is why we say craps is so hard and strategies lose, because if you're not willing to switch around and explore different ways of playing the game, you're going to get whacked. Okay, here we go. Don't pass or at 6, 7, 8 from this level here. If I take the quarters to get some, we'll do a $15 on the don't. Okay, that's one of my quarters. I'll take another $25 here for this quarter, and we'll go. Let's see, I didn't need to do that actually. Let's put it back. We'll go $30, 6 and 8. Okay, boom, boom, just like so. We'll have $10 in change, right? And now you're playing 6, 7, 8. Get the don't pass bet through if you can, right? There's a 10. That's perfect. It's on the 10. And at a $15 table, watch what's going to happen. We're going to do it. If we can catch an inside number here, there's a 6 hard. That's great. $35. 25, $35. Guess what's going to happen? These are coming down. We'll make this look like nickels. Actually, I can probably, I need to make nickels for that quarter. We're down at $18. I'm going to go ahead and take these 2 nickels and make them look like pennies. 3, 3, and 4 coming back. And look at us go. We got our money almost back. Matter of fact, if you take a look here at 15, $19, we're 1 quarter away from being back. These 2 bets are regressed after 1 hit, right? You're in kind of a no-lose situation. 4, 3, 7. So yeah, you lose these 2, right? But you're getting paid down there on the don't, $15. If you look at your rack, that's your initial bankroll with already $25 in profit, right? You can play 6, 7, 8 at $15 with $400 bankroll all day long. Not hard to do, but you got to be willing to step out of your, I wish I was a Ed Robinson press to the moon guy mindset, right? If you want to play that way, you better bring bankroll to play that way, or have the backing bankroll to support you if it goes down. Follow what I'm saying? It's just important to do that. And I think that I can't make these points enough. Bankroll, bankroll, bankroll is the most important thing. You cannot play certain ways with what you have, but with what you have, you can play really strong strategies and build yourself up to where you can go a little bit harder. So there you go. 10 shooters is not always right. I think, to me, 10 shooters, and for all things, right? The 10 shooter mentality only works if the strategy can lock into 10 shooters. If it can be scoped and say, this is only 66 or 108 per shooter, and that's it. You can play 10 shooters that way. But the reminder of that is this. 10 shooters is great until you burn 9 of them, right? Now you need your 10th shooter to win all the money back. So a 10 shooter strategy had better have a home run built into it that can recover all the loss. And I think we're in this mentality of, enough money for 10 shooters, but boy, oh boy, you lose 9 of them. You need a home run in there. And if you're not playing home run style with those 10 shooters, you're going to have a really tough time. So beware of that advice. I've given that advice. Jeremy gives that advice. Just beware of it because, if your 10 shooter strategy is not able to win 10 shooters back, you're going to be in a world of hurt. So there we go. Let me look at some PCs. Let me look at some questions. Skill and luck, by the way. Loving the new logo. That looks cool. The black dice, I love it. That's very cool. Digging it, man. Digging it. Okay, PC questions. Wow, look at all the questions here. Yes. Yes, Bob. Let's get the Mariners to sweep the freaking Washington. All right, let's see. Time. Normal variation. See what's over here. The Kelly criterion can work. We've talked about this before, you and I privately. It can work. Obviously, in sports, it can work. It can work here, too, in craps, but you need the right run. The problem with craps is that you've got the two-phase betting, right? Two-phase betting makes the Kelly system really, really tough to manage. And that's right. What's going on here? Why is my... There we go. Yeah. Let's see. What else do we have here? Oh, Mac's got all of his rolls, too. That's great. So Mac is collecting rolls, too. So good. I've got them all. We can just, like I said, I think having the common set of rolls is where we got to be. So bankroll management, stop loss 0, martingale. Yeah. I think stop loss 0, we talk about this all the time, right? I think we joke about it, but I think it's legitimate. You bring what you bring, and you're on the mindset that what I have in front of me is enough to make it work. And if you have to go through 10 shooters and your strategy has the home run, it's fine. If you're not willing to lose all of it, don't bring it. That's just kind of the way I look at it. Let's see. Midmo Yo says, full disclosure, last night's Spin the Wheel of Craps donations, you have 154. Awesome. That's really cool. And I have to join you at some point here on that show. You're just doing, again, my work changed. So I'm working from noon to 9 my time. So me being able to jump into lives in the afternoons and nights is hard now. It's if I have a lull in the work schedule, I can do it, but it's hard to. All right, and I know that the sound sucks. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Ms. Fields. The sound's terrible. I'm working on it. I gotta do some work here to get my system's under a great amount of stress right now. I think I know why it is, and that's what's causing everything. So, all right, that's it, folks. It's 9 o'clock. I'm out of here. That was a fun day. The roll out in the morning was fun. Good rolling, right? It was a 20 roller plus roller, a 15 plus roller, and we still lost money because the shooter was target practicing. That's why I say all strategies have a hole. I'll find them. Thanks for your feedback, by the way, on the Stop Loss Zero show. I'm going to work on some screens for that, get the thing set up, and I may start that. We may start it next week. So with that said, thanks again for being here, y'all. Love you. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next one.